like Clark, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols, reaming my body.
Alright guys, this is a safe space for the Sasuke fans out there. This right here is where we come to pretty much make you guys a little bit happy from what you guys did see in the last chapter of the Boruto manga. Now, of course, I do want to talk about multiple situations and multiple reasons why I feel like you guys should definitely not be worried about Sasuke getting his Rinnegan stabbed out in the past situation. Now, of course, one of the first things that I do want to talk about is the strategy of Sasuke using the izanagi to potentially save his Rinnegan. This has been something that I'm pretty sure a lot of people other than me have actually talked about, and of course, as soon as I seen it, that's something that I brought up as well. I want to quickly explain that and quickly talk about why I think that right there is probably one of the best situations that could possibly happen. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't necessarily think that's going to be the most realistic situation. Now, first things first, what we have to understand is that Sasuke has an ability called the izanagi, which would pretty much rewrite the experiences that he has, but in turn Sasuke would then lose the Sharingan. So of course, in this particular situation, Sasuke would be exchanging his Rinnegan for his Sharingan, and this right here would definitely be a very good idea because it's much easier to replace your Sharingan than replace your Rinnegan. There is multiple places where Sasuke can actually get another Sharingan. I'm pretty sure you guys do recall Obito was in a room with about dozens of Sharingans, almost damn near over 100 Sharingans, and I might be mistaken, but I think that place is in between the Land of Fire and also the Sound Village. Now, one of the things that we automatically know is that even though Sasuke will not have his Mangekyo Sharingan, he would still have the Mangekyo Sharingan abilities. There was a situation where Madara had no eyes whatsoever, but he was still able to make a full humanoid Susanoo. Now, Sasuke wants to get extremely freaky. He could do a couple of things. One of the best things that Sasuke can actually do is take a Mangekyo Sharingan from one of the Shin Uchiha clones, and of course, this right here would also be a ready-made Mangekyo Sharingan. He would already have the Mangekyo Sharingan abilities that he already had, and of course, he would be stacking the Mangekyo Sharingan abilities of the Shin Uchiha clones. If you guys don't necessarily remember, it was commonly in the abilities to manipulate weapons. Now, one of the interesting things that I did notice about this last chapter in regards to that possibility of the izanagi is the fact that when we did see Sasuke get stabbed in the eye, we already seen the Mangekyo Sharingan look a little bit blurry, and I'm pretty sure you guys know when someone basically loses the sight in their Mangekyo Sharingan, or hint when they do actually use the izanagi, the eye turns gray. Now, of course, this is going to be a little bit off just because of the fact that it is a manga and it's only going to be in black and white, but of course, in this particular situation right here, you can clearly see the Boruto illustrators want to make Sasuke's eyes seem a little bit lighter than black. If they want to make it full black, they would have fully colored it all the way in. Now, I'm not saying that this 100% means that Sasuke is using the izanagi in this particular situation, but it is definitely something that we should actually pay attention to. But again, one of the reasons why I feel like this right here wouldn't necessarily be one of the most realistic situations is the fact that Sasuke had the ability to use the izanagi in multiple other situations, and Sasuke just did not use it. One of the more famous ones is going to have to be when he did fight against Naruto. Me and Cycles, another YouTuber, we have an ongoing discussion about at that particular point who was stronger, Naruto or Sasuke. And he always brings up the fact that Sasuke could have easily used an izanagi on their last blow when they both lost their arms to pretty much rewrite everything, and then Sasuke would clearly have the upper hand, and he is 100% right. But in that particular situation, Sasuke did not do that. Now, that might be because of plot. We understand that Naruto by far has benefited from the most plot armor probably from all the characters of all time, but regardless, we have to acknowledge the fact that Sasuke could have actually used the izanagi in multiple situations, but he just did not do it. Now, another possibility for Sasuke, and in my opinion, this would probably be one of the more realistic situations. I think that Sasuke can actually lose his Rinnegan right now, but then manifest another Rinnegan in the future. Now, of course, we understand that Sasuke got his Rinnegan from the Sage of Six Paths, but we have to understand that he did infuse some Senju chakra into the already existing Uchiha chakra that Sasuke did have, and because of that, I think that Sasuke still has Senju chakra, and because of that, he would definitely be able to manifest another Rinnegan. Now, how soon would that be? I have absolutely no idea. No one really knows at this particular point. Even before Sasuke lost his Rinnegan, a lot of people assume that Sasuke could potentially gain another Rinnegan on top of the one that he already had, just because of the sheer fact that he already has Senju chakra in him. Now, of course, another possibility could also be the fact that they could actually heal up the damaged Rinnegan. The Rinnegan can definitely be just as good as new. In this particular situation, what we have to understand right now is the fact that the Hidden Leaf Village, as of right now, have by far the most skilled scientists. Right now, the Hidden Leaf Village added Amado, which is a genius scientist that has a lot of intel to the already existing Orochimaru, Katasuke, and also Sakura in terms of healing abilities. And those four people right there working together, it wouldn't necessarily surprise me at all if eventually Sasuke were to actually fix his Rinnegan, and then it would be as good as new. I know I'm getting a little bit redundant, but I do want to bring up another possibility. But there's also a possibility that the Sasuke just scraps the Rinnegan, and then Amado builds Sasuke a dojutsu from scratch that's 100% tailored to him. Now, one of the things that we do understand about the anime of Boruto is the fact that they've taken scientific ninjutsu to another level. At this particular point, we understand that Amado has the ability to create scientific dojutsus, not necessarily just any regular old geezer dojutsu. I'm talking about actual, real, powerful dojutsus. One of the reasons why why a lot of people actually do love the character of Delta, the fact that she herself actually did have a scientific dojutsu. It absorbed chakra and it also gave Delta a wider frame of view. Now I do want to point out, this right here will probably be the worst situation for Sasuke, just because of the sheer fact that Sasuke himself would not necessarily be able to go on the same missions that he did go on if he does opt to not actually take one of the other Shin Uchiha's Mangekyo Sharingan. I'll get into that later. One of the reasons why Sasuke is so valuable for the Hidden Leaf Field is the fact that his Rinnegan allowed him the possibility to keep tracks and keep tabs on the Otsutsuki clan and basically understand when they're actually mobilizing and when they can potentially be a threat to the Hidden Leaf Field. Sasuke, as of right now, successfully went into 2 Otsutsuki dimensions and pretty much found out exactly what was going on and got a lot of intel just from those 2 visits. Now I do want to point out, it is very possible for Sasuke to maintain this role if he does obtain one of the Shin Uchiha clones Sharingans, just because of the sheer fact that they have the ability to also use Kamui. Now I personally don't know if it's going to be as effective as the Rinnegan was, but it would not 100% close the door from Sasuke going on those missions in the future. Now my dream scenario has to be Sasuke does the Izanagi, gain his Rinnegan back at that particular point, destroys BoruShiki, of course not necessarily kill Boruto, because of course he's still like, you know, you still need him around for Naruto's sake, beats BoruShiki, basically snaps Boruto out of the Momoshiki mold, and then goes back home, orders Amado to make him a tailored dojutsu to pretty much give Sasuke even more abilities. Now I don't necessarily know exactly what abilities he probably want or he probably get. We've seen scientific dojutsus have genjutsu, Sasuke already has that. We've seen scientific dojutsus absorb chakra, Sasuke already has that. Maybe there could possibly be some other abilities from that could actually give Sasuke an upper hand on a lot more foes, or if not, maybe he could just take one of the Shin Uchiha Mangekyo Sharingan and just stack their abilities on the abilities that Sasuke already has in terms of his Rinnegan plus his Mangekyo Sharingan. I feel like this right here, even though right now it feels very, very dim, this right here could potentially be a blessing in disguise for Sasuke, just because of the sheer fact that he could gain so much more abilities. And I think off the rip, I talked about this for a very long time. If this right here doesn't teach Sasuke something, I don't know if this would help, but this right here has to teach Sasuke to get a damn prosthetic arm. Sasuke needs another arm. Sasuke can't just be walking around, strutting around with one arm. We're fighting against top tier enemies now. Sasuke needs another arm, and not just one of those scientific technology arms. Get him one of the Hashirama cell arms. Give him some more Senju chakra. Maybe he'll manifest another Rinnegan. We have absolutely no idea. Just get Sasuke another arm. But it's me, your boy Baara B. Let me know what you guys think about these in the comment section below, and give me what you guys think is probably going to be one of the more realistic situations for Sasuke. But it's me, your boy Baara B, and we out.
It's a knife.